reached New Delhi today. Well, back home, the Interministerial Panel on the Draft Coal Regulator Bill, which seeks to set up a regulatory authority for the coal sector, remained inconclusive. Power Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia, who is also a member of the GOM, said that some more clauses may get inserted in the proposed bill, and thereafter a final draft of the bill will be presented to the GOM for the approval. AMD Sunil Mittal and SR Group promoter Ravi Ruia, who have been summoned as accused in the additional 2G spectrum allocation case, today appeared in a Delhi court, which court stops Bharti Airtel from extending intra-circle customers in circles where it does not have 3G license. For more on this, we will go to a Supreme Court correspondent, Vikas Sarthi. Vikas, tell us more about the observations made by Supreme Court on this issue. Because if you could hear me, give us more details on that story, Supreme Court's observation on Airtel roaming circle. All right, it seems that we've not been able to get a phone link with Vikas Sarthi. Meanwhile, let's get on to the other leads of the day. In a big setback to Congress leader Jagdish Tytler, a Delhi court has rejected the CBI closure report in a 1984 Six riots case which had given clean chit to Tytler. The court was hearing a plea filed by a riots victim seeking further probe by the CBI in the killing of 3 persons near Gurudwara Pulbangash. The court asked CBI to further probe the killing. The court has also set aside the order of magisterial court accepting the CBI report giving clean chit to Tytler. In international news, the Korean crisis will be high on the agenda when foreign ministers from the G8 group of nations hold talks and Russia. US President Barack Obama proposed a 40% increase in American aid to Pakistan. Obama, among other things, proposed to increase the US aid to Pakistan under overseas contingency operations to $1.4 billion for the fiscal year beginning 1st of October 2013, an increase of 40% than the $1 billion that he had proposed in the last year's budget for the fiscal 2013. The proposal said that the core diplomatic and development activities will be prioritized to ensure strong, lasting partnership. More in Pakistan. Now, Pakistan has successfully test-fired a nuclear-capable intermediate-range ballistic missile. The Bhatt-4 Shaheen-1 weapon system is capable of carrying nuclear and conventional warheads to a range of 900 kilometers. According to a military inter-services public relations statement, the missile incorporates series of improvements in range and technical. And back home onto some festivities. The 9 days Navratra festival began today with special prayers, fairs as well as fasts. The President, Vice President, and finally onto some IPL action on a high after extracting revenge against Sunrisers Hyderabad. Royal Challengers Bangalore will look that the shy and elusive animal Hangul has been fitted with a GPS-equipped satellite collar, and also known as a Kashmiri stag, is a critically endangered species found in Jammu and Kashmir's Dachigam National Park and its adjoining areas. This step will help the scientists take effective steps for saving the Hangul from becoming extinct. Up of this newscast. Up next, all the action in the world of sports in Khel Samachar with Amir Rizvi. I'll take your leave. Namaskar. Namaskar and welcome to Midday News. I'm Sakal, Bhatt. The top story you're tracking at the SA. India and Germany have agreed to further expand and intensify bilateral cooperation in a number of fields, including trade and infrastructure. They kicked off the second intergovernmental consultations at the cabinet level here. The two sides are holding the second round of intergovernmental consultations. The two sides are also keen on closing a free trade agreement between India and the European Union as soon as possible. Dr. Manmohan Singh will be holding high-level meeting with German Chancellor Angela Merkel and will be discussing a range of issues from economic to political developments in Afghanistan, West Asia and Asia-Pacific region. And Afghanistan as well.
Yes, Sakal. Afghanistan, West Asia and Pacific region, of course, is likely to figure in the talks, and both the countries have a shared interest in the United Nations Security Council reforms and a broad range of global developments. But the focus, of course, here will be Afghanistan, West Asia and Pacific, and the two sides are likely to discuss, although not specifically on the agenda, but broad spectrum, they might like to discuss the Security Council.
Prime Minister's itinerary for the day today. the engagements?
Sakal, apart from this plenary session, the two sides are likely to address a joint press conference once they finish the meeting here, which is after an hour or so. And in the evening, the Prime Minister will be attending a special cultural program on the closing days of India in Germany, which has been celebrated to mark 60 years of diplomatic ties between the two countries. So those are the major things. And tomorrow, of course, he'll be calling on formally on the President of Germany.
We look forward to the joint statement. Kanchan Prasad, the special correspondent, joining us from Berlin. Thank you very much for joining us from Berlin on Prime Minister Manmohan Singh's visit to Germany. And at this juncture, we're slipping into a very short commercial break. We'll be back in a short while. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. Back home developments. JDU today stepped up pressure on the BJP to name its prime ministerial candidate ahead of JDU's national executive beginning Saturday. BJP will respond when JDU will take up the matter at the NDA forum. Congress, meanwhile, has asked NDA allies to decide which way to go, secular or communal forces.
Pressure is building up on
A memorandum of understanding was signed between Election Commission of India and the election authorities of Mauritius. In other news, Bharti Airtel will not be able to add new customers for the 3G in 7 circles. Supreme Court said this, adding that it can continue 3G services and its 3G roaming pacts with other service providers, Vodafone and Idea Cellular, in 7 circles in which it does not have licenses to offer services. It had also fined Bharti rupees 350 crore for offering 3G services beyond permitted zones. And Bharti CMD Sunil Bharti Mittal and SR Group promoter Ravi Ruia, who have been summoned as accused in the additional 2G spectrum allocation case. Delhi's second all-women's post-employees post office was inaugurated today at Delhi University by Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal. All the counters, the post office will now be manned by women employees. The working hours of this post office will be from 9 a.m. till husband feels suffocated in the system and is keeping himself out of the politics for some time. Her comments come in the wake of the observations from many that Sidhu is running away. Said that Sidhu is an important part of the party. Speaking to media, BJP leader Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said that the party has no idea about these rumours. We're heading for a short commercial break. We'll be back in a while. Stay with us. Crisis will be high on the agenda when foreign ministers from the G8 group of nations hold talks in London today. The father of in vitro fertilization technique pioneering the development of test tube babies, Robert Edwards, died yesterday at the age of 8. Back home, the 9 days Navratri festival began today with special prayers, fairs and fasts. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said they symbolize the cultural diversity and inherent unity of the country. On to some IPL action. On a high after extracting revenge against Sunrisers Hyderabad, Royal Challengers Bangalore will look to continue their winning streak. And with that, we wrap up this bulletin. Up next, all the action in the world of sports with Jyoti Halawat. I'll take your leave. Namaskar.